Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box of the Technical Trader at techtrader.com. Wednesday, the 20th of November, and these are the charts of the day. Pretty ugly day on Wall Street. Let's take a quick look at the indices. I'll show you some stuff here. You can see the waterfall decline that we've had that rolled this over from the double top there, and look what looked like the neckline of an inverse head and shoulder, but the right shoulder level broke, and so we are headed lower, or at least we have some downside support to probe right about, let's call it 2,600. Now we get through that, we may see a lot lower. I have an ultimate target when you do a measured move from there to there and then run it off of there, you get down to 2480. This low here in February, 2532. So something in that 2500 range is a possibility if we take 26 out. If we can hold it around there, there's multiple lows in here. That and a lateral, kind of a little bit of a rising channel right there that could hold it right there. I would not be surprised if we snap back even as early as tomorrow morning, but we may come down first. We'll just have to see. That was an ugly close. That's the S&P 500. The NASDAQ 100 has some pretty interesting measurements as well. I'm looking at something around 6,400, maybe as low as 6580. 6,400 is right about there. Right where we closed today at 64.42, well, although that was the low, I should say. And so if we don't rally back and rally strongly, and if this isn't a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've been told that this could be just a three-wave correct, or wave 1 and 2. And this is wave 3. When wave 3 might have to come down towards the 6180 area, give or take, and that's another 350 points down, or about, you know, another 5%, something like that. So it's nasty, it's ugly, and also when you look at the long-term pattern, going way back here, this is back 7, 8 years, the major trend line at lateral price support comes in around 6,085, 6,100. So if it doesn't hold anywhere above that, that could be the ultimate target, 6,100, 6,085, something down in that zone right here. If that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, that could complete this bear phase. We'll have to just see. For now, play it by ear and day trade it. And let me show you some of the possibilities for day trades as well. ANY was a monster today, sneaky, a little tricky as well, because here's what happened. The stock ran up in a 5-wave advance, then it pulled back down, took out minor support, did not take out the secondary support right in that area, and then ramped, and I mean big time, to get up to over 7, or at 7, I should say, after hours. Now, if that's the actual angle of ascent, and the stock going higher, I can see 9 1/4 and much more. Take a look at the daily chart here. 9 1/4 and possibly 14, 14.5 if it just goes ballistic. That was a huge day today. To go up 145%, or almost 4 points, on 15 million shares on a day like this. I don't know what's going on with the stock. I really don't care. Bottom line is, it broke out of a large base, the highest level since last April, and with this gap here, the gap resistance being 720, you might find some problems at that tomorrow morning. If it pushes through that, we may get up to 9. So 720 and 9 are potential targets tomorrow morning if we get any kind of follow through. Okay, up next is BCRX. What a nice day for this one. And it's been in a beautiful uptrend for all year, actually. Choppy, but nice. Now, way back here, in March of 2017, we had a little double top at about the 9 range, 9, 9 1/4. That could be some resistance as early as tomorrow morning. And with this kind of a run up 4 days in a row, in this kind of a market, you got to be careful. But if it accelerates, there might be some more upside. And it wouldn't be a surprise if we got as high as 11. So 9 1/4 and 11, your targets on BCRX. DWT, well, oil is going ballistic to the downside, and the DWT is ramped from the beginning of October when it was 4.5 to 200% gain to today's high, 1269. And you can see that the blowout through here tells me there's a possibility we may, if this extends, ramp as high as 14 3/4. Keep an eye on this one. As well as the SCO, the sister ETF, which if it does continue and extend the ramp, could get up to 20, near 26, and that would be early tomorrow morning potentially, but there's resistance up there. Now the chart on NVIDIA is quite interesting. I want to show you this. To me, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a big fifth wave down. It can also be interpreted, because I talked to an LA wave guy today who said this could be a 1, 2, and this could be 3. The third wave is usually pretty strong, but this big reversal bar on a monster volume today could mean that the stock is going to extend a little bit and maybe test somewhere between 162 and 170 as early as tomorrow or the day after. But all depends on the market, of course. At this point, a downside would be, if it does completely gets blasted out, would be somewhere in a 110-12 zone. I don't know if it goes that far. I doubt it, especially now. It's a little bit too far, too fast, and it's through the bottom of the chart with a reversal bar. So this reversal bar is very, very bullish, and then we'll see if there's an extension. Pinduoduo had a really good day today. Broke out of a left-handed extended bottom, and then today with the breakout, look at that engulfing bar, huge, 1861 to 2398, closed up 330 or 16.6%. I wouldn't be surprised to see this get into the high 20s. Well, the ETFs, we want to ultra short ETFs, take a look at them. The SQQQ has run from 1240 to 1705 in the last week and a half. Today is a breakout for the highest level since May. And if we do get a market thrash down, this could be $19 to $20 a share. TVIX, you can see the triple, two lows and a bunch of highs in here. We get to 62, this could be an $80, $85 stock. That will only happen if the market just implodes. And we'll ride it if that does, as well as the UVXY, which if it gets above 70, could run to 87, even more. And finally, in play today is Tesoro. It has been for 3 days. I want to show you the hourly chart. 15 minutes, excuse me. You see the way the stock ramped up? Formed the wedge. Formed another flag. The stock is in play. Now, I don't know how far it advances. Overhead resistance 45, 47 zone. Might be tested as early tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on that one. Now look at some of the shorts. It was tough to narrow this down today, folks. Techtrader swing short AAXN is getting whacked all the way down to 43.70, and as recently as 2 weeks ago it was at 62. It's lost 19 points. Roll over top, indeed. More to go to the downside. I think we might see a test of 41.2 zone. Copart broke its wedge today, dropping $1.24, but it looks like it has more to go. Minimum target for me is about 42, and then 40. DQ, we've been short since the high 30s. I think it isn't done yet. I think we're going to test 18. EDIT broke its wedge today, and it's starting to stair-step its way lower. For me, the channel bottom target comes in about 21.5. ERI broke the big uptrend after 3 years. Formed the wedge, or a rising three-wave corrective flag. Rolled over at the moving averages, slam dunk. Formed the big wedge, dropped 211 today, or 6%. This one looks like it's going to head dramatically lower. 29, and then mid-20s is my target. FTNT, massive drop, wedge, double top, spike down, snapback, roll over, and get slam dunk today. All the way down to 64, 65 before rallying to 67. So it may be done for now. Watch for a rally bounce, consolidation type of flag or wedge for rollover to 60 eventually. Grubhub got slam dunked after breaking the trend right there with the breakaway gap and then forming a wedge. You can see where it is right now in the first target. First target was 74, we hit 73.72 today. Secondary target at 65.6. Guidewire also rolled over, formed a massive wedge, and is getting slam dunked. My target is 71. INN. Big rollover snapback, and now we're back to the lows. We break here, we're most certainly going to, I think, 27. MED, a new techtrader swing, has a bear flag. It may be breaking it as we speak. If it gets underneath 148, watch for a waterfall decline into the high 120s and then maybe as low as 115. Nutanix is getting crushed, although it did bounce today. If you're getting down to 35.40, it finished 38.18, a good recovery. So watch that double bottom, that's support. If it fades in the 40 range and rolls over, my targets are 31 and 29. PTC, new techtrader swing, broke the channel, rising wedge, and you can see it's falling apart. Target 65, 67 down here. Race dropped 358 or 3.3%, but it's right on support. If it breaks here, there's a lot of room to drop on this one, a lot of room into the mid-80s. Sight, long drop, big wedge, broke it today. Looks like this is headed to 50. Weight Watchers, another $1.36 down, took out the wedge. This looks really bad. 39.40 is my immediate target. WWE broke the top, formed a beautiful, perfect rising wedge, rolled over. From 75, it's already gotten down to 58.5, and that only took a week and a half. A bit of support right here, maybe, but ultimately I can see 50. And that's it for tonight, folks, the long and short of it. Good night, everybody.